We were talking about this idea that let's say you're at a workout class. Let's say you're at a social space. Maybe it is a rooftop bar. Maybe it is a club.
Yes.
You want to signal to someone to make a move. You want to let them know that you find them attractive, that you'd like them to do something, but you want to be subtle. You don't want to give it away. How do you let someone know that they should make a move without giving it away?
Okay. I'm going to give you news that you're probably not going to like, but it's so important. It's a phenomenon called signal amplification bias. What this is, it's very well studied, that we tend to think we are over obvious with our cues. So if you're in a bar, they literally studied singles in a bar nightclub setting. Women and men who think they are being obvious with their flirtation cues, the other person has no idea. Okay?
That's so good.
They even counted the number of flirtation signals. This was incredible research. They observed singles mingling. They counted each person's flirtatious signals towards other people in the room. They found in 10 minutes, how many signals do you think it took for a woman to show a man she was interested? In 10 minutes, how many signals did she have to send?
When it actually worked?
When it actually worked.
Now that you've given me some sort of, I'm going to go 30.
29.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's it.
Yeah.
But do you know how many signals that is in 10 minutes?
That's a lot of signals.
That is pretty constant.
And if you didn't tell me, I probably would have guessed 3.
Right.
It was only because you gave me a sense that there was more. I probably would have said 3, 7.
That is what women think is it what's needed. I sent 3 flirty glances and he just didn't come over. He's not interested. No, he didn't see him. Or he doubted himself. Or he was like, was that a trick of my eye? It took 29 signals in 10 minutes to get approached. So the other person went, oh, she's interested, just interested. That was before even the conversation started. So what are the flirty glances of availability? And this is what's most important is in the same group of studies, they found that attractive women, the most attractive women who are rated on their attractiveness, got approached less than unattractive women who didn't signal enough.
Fascinating.
So if you're an attractive woman and you don't signal enough, you won't be approached.
Do you have to approach more based on how objectively attractive you are?
You have to be available more. So what they found, and it's ridiculous that we're rating on attractiveness, but it helps us understand that sometimes I think we use attractiveness as an excuse. I'm not pretty enough or I'm not this enough. No, actually some unattractive women who signaled availability got approached more.
Wow.
And so availability actually makes you more attractive. When you think about your hair, your outfit, how you look, how you smell, all those things are great, but they will not work if you do not know the body language signals of availability. And you have to be super clear with them. So the very first one are flirty glances.
Are you gonna demonstrate?
Yeah, I'm gonna demo it for you. Okay, so flirty glances are typically, they literally look at gaze patterns, is we sweep the room with our eyes, then we see someone we like,
Oh yeah, nice little side glance.
Yeah, like very brief.
It's a look back up.
It's a look back up.
You're looking around, but then
look back.
Like
yeah,
that,
and
right.
it's a side look or a down and up look. The down and up look works really well because you're looking up through your lashes. That's a very, think Marilyn Monroe. So if you want to look at the classic example of this, every good photo of Marilyn Monroe, she has her chin tilted down and she's looking up through her eyes.
Yes.
That is a look that we just like. We just like it. That's why we like it. So it's glancing around the room and then eye contact away. Eye contact away. Then it's little smiles. So look and little smile. And by the way, remember, it took 29 of these. So we got to get really comfortable with trying. And the nice thing is there's no pressure. If he doesn't return the glance, he doesn't return the glance, right? Yeah. So eye contact, smiles. Self-touch is also considered a flirty glance. So like if I play with my hair or I play with my dress, that's a way of signaling our hair health from an evolutionary perspective. It's like, look how healthy I am, my healthy long hair. I think it's one of the reasons why we tend to like long hair. Women will also, when they're flirting, they'll touch their neck, their lips, or their chin. This actually releases pheromones. So the reason why sometimes women will touch their neck or touch their lips is because they're actually trying to release their scent. And scent is very, very important. It's important in dating, but it's also important in friendships. For example, it's a little bit off the side of dating, but I just want to explain why smell is so important. I just read this study and I was like, what? They had women wear white t-shirts with no deodorant, no nothing. So just their natural smell for 24 hours. They took these t-shirts and they had other women smell these t-shirts and rate the women on if they liked the smell. Okay, imagine you're opening a Ziploc bag and you're smelling a shirt. Okay?
This is a painful study.
I would have loved it. Okay, I would have loved it. Sign me up, the researchers. I'm there. So they had them smell the t-shirts and they had them rate them on how much they liked the smell. Then they had all the women interact in person. They didn't know who was who. The smell they liked the best predicted who they liked the best in person.
No way.
So they actually found their people. There is something to it. So when you're self-touching like that, it's because we're trying to release this natural smell of like, I'm going to probably click with you.
Right.
That's
if
why
you smell good.
If you smell good. And good is
subjective.
It's subjective. Like that's why I think why sometimes you're like, oh, we're just clicking. We like each other's smell. So being available, also like releasing pheromone self-touch. And then this one is not from the research, but I'm going to really encourage you to try it. I think the best way to show availability is one word. And it sounds like this. Hey. Just that. Okay. You walk to the bathroom, you walk to the bar, you walk by them. Hey. Just like that. Because look, and by the way, this is for both men and women.
Yeah.
Okay. Because life is too short to not hey.
Yeah.
Right. And there's no pressure. If you walk by someone in the gym, right, and you're like, hey, even if they have their AirPods in, if they like you, they're going to be like, hey. Right.
Does it matter the tone of voice? Because you say it.
No, it matters.
Yeah, it does matter.
It matters.
So if you go like, hey, it's not like,
that's pretty good.
Okay, all right.
Okay, so I'll do a good
that was
and
me
bad
trying to downplay it.
No, that was good. That was good. See, men do good with a downward inflection.
Yeah.
So like that downward inflection is good.
Yeah.
So if it goes good, the guy's going to be like, hey. If he's not into it, he's going to be like, hey.
Yeah. Right.
No problem. Right? Like, cool. Hey.
Yeah.
So it's like the most low pressure way when you're in the grocery store, even by the way, if someone has AirPods on, they're still going to see you go, and they're going to take out their AirPod and they're going to be like, hey. So here's the difference, right? So I am using the lowest end of my natural tone. This is especially important for women, but everyone. Research finds that we decide how confident someone is within the first 200 milliseconds of hearing them speak. 200 milliseconds. That means the most important word you can say really is, hey. That's it. You just signaled your confidence, not competence. It's specifically confidence. Okay, so what does that mean? We are listening for relaxation and breath in the vocal cords. So right now I'm working really hard to use the lowest end of my natural voice because I know that people are listening and I want to keep them relaxed. When I get nervous, I tend to go a little higher in my vocal tone. I might get a little bit more vocal fry and I might sound a little bit more like this. Now, if I were to do the entire interview in this tone of voice, it would drive you crazy.
Absolutely.